What's going on, everybody? CaptainRoBear and crew here for finally the return of Stormforge for episode 50. It's not a drill, we're here.
Is that the title? It's not a drill, we're here.
Might as well be. With special guest Baddie!
Hi, it's me, I'm here.
Cake some pies, cake some pies, cake some pies. It's been so long. We've seen Foundry have to update, lose dark mode, gain dark mode back, change character shapes 3 times, and now we're back. And poor Drak. For some reason, Kallisto just doesn't come through in a absolute like black silhouette because he looks like Viserys from Game of Thrones here, and not good Viserys. He looks like he's standing here. He's not though. He's a gorgeous man. You can't
compare Viserys to Corlys. Okay, that's rude.
Welcome everybody. Let's try to knock out some quick announcements and then get right into play so we can set up. This is our last show before the live show at GCX. Thank everybody. Thank you for showing up so we can get one episode in and set this up and not be like, hey, where are we at, guys? Sure, let's do the thing. Sam, you got any announcements? Let us know.
Literally no announcements. I will see you all at GCX for those attending, and I'm excited for Stormforge next Friday. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird doing announcements with Drak not here, because normally it's like, okay, so the announcement
it's gonna be so short.
Begins. Yeah.
Should I do a Drak? Like, I'll just say I've got a bunch of things that I can't talk about, but are in the works, and just kind of build excitement a little bit that way.
Mm-hmm. I mean, inevitably, that's what Drak has going on, a bunch of stuff that he can not talk about right now, but in a few months' time, it'll be there, you know? It's good.
Yeah.
In a year, he can talk about the 17 writing credits that he's under NDA for.
That's right.
We love that.
Yeah, I have a, you may have seen there are strange things going on right now in my weird corner of the internet. Suffice to say, in the next few months, keep an eye on all of my stuff, all my socials, my channel, etc. Because whether I make another channel or not, whether I do other things or not, I will inevitably be expanding out into other games. So, yeah, don't expect any of the typical Destiny stuff to go anywhere, but by that same token, don't expect me to stick to that exclusively. I'm going to be looking at doing some other things. Already have some exciting stuff I'm talking about with some friends, but furthermore than that, I may just sit there and pivot things generally. Who knows? I might even do some D&D lore.
I truly love so much, Bife, that you started with the whether we wanted to or not. I was like,
God,
the
you're
Destiny.
kidding.
No, you didn't. I was like, you can't take them away as you're talking about being going away.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Whether I wanted to or not. I was like, oh, no.
We talk about a brain worm, but that is actually a brain worm. I'm so sorry.
We love
I
it.
don't apologize. It was beautiful.
I can't
Brilliant,
even swear we're in the first 5 minutes of the episode, and I don't want to have to force a restart.
I did it for you.
Thank you very much, RoBear.
That's what I'm here for.
Someone else take the reins before I lose it.
Hi, I'm Baddie. I'm not normally here, but I'm here today. What do I got? I have the 5th episode of Disadvantage on Tuesday instead of Wednesday. Normally every other Wednesday, but we are doing it on Tuesday this week because we're all gonna be at GCX doing fun live show D&D things. But yeah, my D&D show will be on Tuesday, 6:30 Central Time, my channel. I think that's all I got.
Let's go. The biggest announcement that we have is that the live show of Stormforge episode 51 will not be live streamed. I was just told that our stage is not live streaming. So no one has to worry about scrambling and trying to get to whenever our official time is, which I think is 1:30. Sounds good. But yes, do not worry about the live stream. They are going to give me a high quality recording. It is not my choice. Just want to remind this. I would obviously want this streamed like everything else, but I will do my best to get the copy as quick as possible so that we can have it up on the channel and everybody in the community can enjoy it, and not just the sacred few that come to GCX. Just a reminder that it is not a choice that they want to do. Everything almost has always been live streamed. This is a situation this year where we're getting used to a spot last minute. Next year will be a different story because we'll have known we're going to be in this spot the entire year in prep. Basically, this is trying to move a convention in 2.5 months into a new location. So there's a lot of little things like this. So you have to bear with this as we blaze a new trail. But we will get there. And hopefully the other shows should be receiving a high quality recording as well. So you can catch Q and the rest of the crew that's on a roll for initiative that's right before us. We should be able to see all the cool programming that we have, not just the folks that are in attendance. So I will let you all know the minute that I get a hold of that video and where you can see all of us, because that's the important stuff. But we need to pick up where we left off in between multiple episodes. 1, where Stormforge left off. 2, where our GCX one-shot marathon, where we raised $11K for St. Jude. Let's go! Where we first got our introduction to Baddie's character Seum and the rest of the Stormforge Fire Brigade. As the Amber Forge saw the anomaly in the distance, 3 of them coalescing all into one large Triforce targeting Stormforge proper, is where we left off the rest of our characters. Seeing the anomaly form and strike, the Fire Brigade had to hold off a Storm Giant and a Storm Rock as they successfully defended their area of Stormforge, leaving Sim's tower somewhat burnt but not completely destroyed. We're going to pick up in the moments at the end of the chaos with the rest of Stormforge traveling towards that destruction. Now, it's our choice. How do we want to get over there? Do we want to personally just go as fast as we can, leaving the Amber Forge, because this is where we were all getting a rest before this happened? Do we want to take an airship that way?
How easy would that be to get to?
Airship would be going in the opposite direction back to the Warden's Lodge to get an airship to go there.
I feel as Myshkin is just looking up into the sky and just seeing the amount of anomalies that are converging, I think, just looking back at the others, I am not so sure that sky is the way to go. We might have to run.
I think you're right.
I think Cuddles has not worked on ship. Yes.
No, Cuddles is in a lot of stuff on the ship.
Oh.
It's just in the opposite direction.
Kelthud didn't say that. Oh, okay. Run. Yes.
I'll talk to them later. Yes.
Okay, a choice to get there as quickly as possible. We know that Kallisto can use his jetpack, whether Loluphia loves it or not. We know that Lolly can fly. Myshkin, how do you want to get there in style?
Can I cast fly?
Yes, that is also an option.
I think, hang on, let me just see how long this lasts for.
Sorry, Daddy, I don't need you. I can do it myself.
No, I want to spare your...
No. I'm really cool, actually. I'm a cool cat.
I'm a cool cat. I'm top cat. I don't think it says... If I cast Draconic Spirit... I don't
Ride the
think...
dragon.
I mean, it doesn't say it lasts... Oh, it lasts for 1 hour. Okay, no. I think Myshkin's just going to look at Loluphia, and you just see his, like, ghostly forefingers just kind of, like, touch a little bit as he just goes,
Oh, now you want help. Okay.
Well, might you be able to assist, if that's all right?
Yeah, I've got you. And she's just going to... because she's messing around with you and wants to be lighthearted about it, she's going to swirl a little bit of a cloud and kind of blow it at you. It's like a little bit of water. That's you're able to take flight.
You just watch as, almost like static, you just see Myshkin's fur just slowly beginning to rise into the air before the rest of him does, and oh goodness, I'd forgotten, and he's like grabbing onto a nearby desk as he begins to float up into the air.
Get out of your head. It's going to take a lot longer, and you're going to probably end up in the ground.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And he's just kind of up against the ceiling, and I forgot how much I did not enjoy this sensation.
You're doing great.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Oh my god.
Oh god.
It's gonna be us fighting the boss monster. It's just gonna be Myshkin in the background. We're doing really great.
It's like those really soft symphonic music in the background.
Just hear the carnival music from BG3. That's it.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Kaivar, would you like to ride on the back of my golden eagle form?
Oh gosh, I should. I really should. Yeah, Kaivar is... Yeah, no, we've rolled a bunch of times and I've conquered my fear of Faroük, so I imagine I'm fine with the golden eagle form of Faroük as well. Like, yeah, Kaivar's gonna look at Faroük in a very awkward manner and just also tap his fingers together like this, except it's 2 sets of arms with 4 hands.
More gas, more go! As Faroük will morph into that large golden eagle and set into formation. I give that little a little bit of a chicken strut on my way over. Like I get a little chocobo on my way over.
It's gonna be a very odd sensation with Kaivar holding on for dear life. He's about as prone as he can possibly go, with just a little bump of the Vox and his book between his chest and the plumage. Even stranger still, given that he does have that extra pair of arms. The extra pair of arms are reassuringly the strong arms reaching down below, sort of grabbing close to the legs, almost like they're trying to hold hands with your feet. It's very. He's not a confident flyer. He's not a brave toaster right now.
As we take off towards the anomaly, Sim, you are currently in the northernmost chamber of your tower. It's that classic, like 25% of the room is, the stone is split open. It's raining. The storm continues. There's that odd frequency of the anomaly up above itself that's still lingering there, even after you vanquished the storm giant and Thunder Rock. You're by yourself, collecting what is left in this northernmost chamber. What's your number one priority at the moment?
I believe my first, any loose papers, books, everything I can out of the rain. Being as obsessed with that information as he is just scrambling around trying to get as much of it out of the rain as he can. Just whatever, there's damaged stuff, even the scraps of books that are burned and charred. He's collecting all these papers, seeing what he can to try to mend them slowly and just move them into one of the many bags of holding scattered around the room, on the back sides of the wall, just doing whatever he can to clean up.
I would
In that
imagine
same-
a wizard of your stature has the ability, especially inside your keep, probably has multiple simulacrums, a possible fleet of unseen servants or mage hands. So full Fantasia right now.
Mm-hmm. He even at this point has summoned his spellbook's mind, a very similar version of him, but not a construct. He does have his unseen servant out, and they're just cleaning. He's in full panic mode, trying to just make sure no knowledge is lost.
I want you to roll a d20. There is in particular a folio that you pick up from the ground that's partially wet down at the bottom, but it has not been destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to think back to Sim's past at some point when either a mentor, friend, or compatriot gave you something that is almost like a time capsule, a keepsake to reference later on in your life. This folio is from that keepsake. You don't know what's on this page, but I want you to describe someone in Sim's life that would have given him something to look forward to in the future.
This will be a bit odd, but I think it's fitting. Sim, not knowing who he was before the simulacrum, he has spent the majority of his years just going through everything in this tower, trying to find anything he can about who he was, and being unsuccessful for the most part. Blank pages, pictures with missing spaces where clearly a person stood. All knowledge of who he was scrubbed clean, except for his spellbook. From the beginning, this spellbook has been a little different. It's been a part of him. It's been the other half of who he was and who he is. And his closest friend would be, unfortunately, this spellbook, as the mind inside of it often will manifest itself. The conversations he has, trying to figure out who he was, just any hints from his past, they're often with this spectral mind. And when he first came to be, his earliest memory would be himself handing him this folio, and it being a small arcane folio of some kind with a small bind over the top of it with a lock. It's one of the things he has never wanted to open, not yet, and seeing it burnt. I would say, I'm assuming his mind would be the one who pulls it out and hands it to him again.
You take the folio And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw right now.
All right, I'm decent. Oh.
So, after making that roll, my original intent was to show you this piece of paper live.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm going to give it to you in a message right now that you have to keep. This is once again between yourself.
Is my mind's name Sam? Is it Sim and Sam?
No, it's Egric and Calthor, actually.
What?
Oh, what is happening? Oh no,
Okay.
I don't like this.
Can we roll nat 20s to know?
At this
That's
moment,
in the folio?
yes.
God.
Okay.
Why are you like this? Why would you say that? No.
What's going to be nice is now you get to pull that out at GCX out of the folio. Roll reversed. Welcome to the power of that 20.
Now it's your responsibility, not mine. Good DMs delegate.
By
I'm
the way,
sweating all of a sudden.
I did not pick this item out for him. I literally had him roll for it from my Don John list. So, the rest of the party arriving and surveying the damage. There is still a palpable amount of static electricity in the air, scorched earth below. This lightning strike from the triangulation of this Triforce anomaly nearly took out a quarter of a whole district inside of Stormforge. And this storm is swelling. In between the wreckage of steam, you can see the fire brigade from Stormforge out in full force, putting out the other auxiliary fires. Luckily, it looks like they have largely been able to pull the power back up in the system out and around this part of residential district. Just for a point of reference, we're talking about right about in here. So it's gotten a piece of the bourgeoisie. It's gotten a little bit of piece of business district here. It's a sizable chunk. But you guys home in on that tower that's left in the center. How do you guys want to proceed as you pull up to this site?
There's like a landing space for anybody who's coming in. Kaivar on your back and a clearing.
There's a
sure
landing
hope
space
so.
wherever
I
you
asked
want to
for a
make a
reason.
landing space.
Okay, awesome. Well, wherever we do end up landing, I feel like Loluphia would be on the ground still waiting for Myshkin. I told you to stop thinking about it too much.
Wrist stroke. There we go.
No, that's for swimming. It's not the same.
I
There you go.
and just landing, just always land on their feet, right? Where are we going?
That's a good question. Because we're going above table, toward one of the anomalies now.
No, you were not. You were heading towards Stormforge itself. The anomaly is almost 2 miles up into the sky. And it's the last 3 anomalies that have formed into a solid Triforce now.
Okay.
Just a reminder for everyone that's happening all at once. There is the army from the Fireplane that is unloading in Undermountain currently while this is happening.
Right.
Simrak, the Grafter of Realities, has taken control of Stormforge's actual electrical grid, and Yansi Bin is trying to purge the sky from Stormforge itself. These things are all 3 happening at the same time.
The fun thing about that first one as well, I have not had time to tell anyone. I had to grab the book and go. So that's a for later discussion. We got 99, well, soon to be 98 days.
Yeah, Baddie, your expression is exactly how we feel every week. We're reminded of how much we have going on.
What are you guys doing? Get it together.
Sorry. We have
Save the
other things to
day.
deal with. You can handle Vecna, all right? That's couch change.
I would like you to direct your disbelief towards this man over this way.
You want to meet Yansi Ben? I'm gonna flatter him.
I mean, technically, Vecna is trying to take over all multiverses and all realms.
Yes, I wrote that down.
Technically, you also
no, Stormforge.
you also have a Vecna problem, but hopefully somebody else can handle it.
we got 99 problems, and it's every single one. All of them.
Seeing that the Wizard's Tower is kind of the tallest thing, Kaivar is going to kind of like tug at Farouk to sort of indicate that we should probably land next to it, near where Loluphia and Myshkin have dropped down.
I'm Player's Handbook 2024. I can actually talk. Ah!
Oh.
Yes. There.
Where would you like to land?
Farouk, speak. Oh, yes. With Loluphia and Myshkin. Yes, I want to get down. Yes.
I'm gonna perch on the edge of this broken tower.
You dick. I'm on your back.
Yeah, I'm not standing on the lightning rod. I'm gonna
Imagine. Pride.
Usa all gave us a lightning rod. We're so cool. We're good for 1 strike.
Lolly's always cool. Try again. She is a rod.
Sim, you see this massive golden eagle.
Not again. No, please, not again.
Land and perch. A second golden eagle, much smaller, land down by the side, and an very interesting insectoid with 4 hands on the back of the larger golden eagle.
Who does not fall off.
Sticks the landing.
Let's go.
For the gold.
Thought that was just about right to do that because, he's been holding on for dear life and he's been in motion and suddenly we've come to an abrupt stop and I don't have eagle talons. So, I feel like that was absolutely the right way to do it. You see this bug in a very sort of strange manner dismount. It's almost a little bit like, oh gosh, instead of someone slinging themselves down in one fluid motion, it's kind of like each limb slightly moving independently of each other, kind of like unshackling itself from the big eagle. You can tell whatever's happened, this thing has been holding on for dear life, and it's not quite welded, but it's very, very attached at this point. It's just sort of unsticks itself. You can see as it pulls away under one of its sets of arms, it just sort of slings a very large tome onto its side of its carapace, and then it's got almost some strange device in a smaller pair of hands in front of it. It's like an accordion, except one side of it has this strange set of speakers, almost like a oh gosh, it's escaping me. Yeah, almost like a gramophone. The like side of a gramophone where it's got like the big trumpet head.
The horn almost.
Yes, there we go. Those are the words I'm looking for. He's gonna not take too much care and attention immediately to see if there's anyone in this tower, but instead is going to look over the edge, trying to see if down below Myshkin and Loluphia can see where we've landed. He's just sort of like waving one of his very big arms very awkwardly over the edge. I don't know if that requires a perception check from you guys.
Yeah. Roll it. Would I see you with that?
I mean, RoBear's discretion on this. I don't know what.
Myshkin, turn around. They're right there. What?
I'm certainly not trying to hide. I'll throw that much out. Like if you
17.
look up, it's comically, it's like comically cartoonish, like two giant arms and like tiny silhouetted Bugman.
A much smaller humanoid figure trying to turn around this big old cat man with horns.
It's just like shielding himself from like the flecks of rain that are falling from above and looking up just we'll come up. How shall we do that?
Ivar adjusts one of the sliders on the Vox, and you just hear back in a very loud, like megaphone type way.
Yes, up, yes.
Would you like to do the honors? If I hold on to you.
It doesn't have access to fly? Has it been an hour? Or not an hour? I think you still do.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, she's gonna be like, no, you go.
Not to be that guy, but towers also tend to have stairs, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Myshkin,
But I mean, what superhero would ever take stairs?
That's a
Myshkin just
very fair
so
point.
begins to very awkwardly. You know that opening scene in Dune 2 where all the Harkonnen are just sort of like making their way up? It's just like doing that before realizing there is a door at the bottom of the tower.
I feel like she would be walking in and opening it. Next time. Kallisto's with them, yes? Just no.
For the sake of this,
would we leave him at Anderforge?
we're gonna have Kallisto being very, very warden on the spot, like down, taking the official statements from the fire brigade, trying to figure out what important infrastructure may have been compromised. He's gonna be kind of on his auxiliary for most of today.
She would take note of that. And I'm walking up the stairs.
How many rooms are in your tower?
Who are you all?
Which one do you notice first?
Yeah, this is a good question.
If you guys are walking up, he's looking at Kaivar first, and
Yeah, and the
Farouk.
bird,
Yeah,
which I just had to fight. So I'm.
That's right.
Are you looking at the bird with menacing intent? I've got to ask. I've got to presume there's kind of like a yes to this.
I
think
do not look
menacing-
like a thunder rock.
Okay. I don't think there's anything menacing about Sim. He is, I won't say small, but he's very thin, metallic, bluish and purple in color, small dents throughout it, very aged. Just bright, glowing blue eyes, and all of it kind of set within robes and clothing that is far too big and sits loosely on him. Of course, adorned with a giant, darkish blue purple hat. A wizard hat, of course.
Nerd meets nerd.
Absolutely.
It's like the two least it's the lowest weight class of boxing opponents.
The featherweights are here.
You old spindly and metal, me old spindly and chitinous. It's great. You know, it's perfect. Yeah, when hearing that, you sort of see a very quick turnaround from Kaivar and a moment of surprise. Instinctively reaches back for Farouk, who I don't know if you've turned back from being bird into something, but
Nope,
we'll grab a
I'm
wing.
still burb, but, you know. Sorry for the intrusion. We got here as quickly as we could. I'm going to shake as my plumage goes back into the own giant golden eagle skulls that adorn my pauldrons on the side, my large golden eagle feathered cloak. It seems that you've handled things before we could even get here.
As best we could. There's been some damage. Who and why are you here?
We are with Warden. Yes. Below, Loluphia and Kallisto. Grand Warden Loluphia. Yes.
Wonderful.
I think it'd be really delightful if she walked up at that point. Yeah, just walking through and be like, we're all almost here. Where's Myshkin?
And just over the top of the ledge, just you'd see
Can I reach out and grab you? I'm like,
Oh god, hang on.
an orange furred forearm. That end with these ghostly, almost ephemeral green scaled hands just sort of pull this bedraggled looking cat with these sort of twisting, almost antelope-like horns, just like pulling himself over the top. And I'm all right. I'm fine.
you're doing
okay.
great.
Thank you.
Sorry,
What
and
did
now turning toward the group. What
Were
did
you
we
in my
just
house?
do? Yes,
You didn't touch anything, right?
just the ground.
Acceptable.
What is this place? Are you a scholar of some kind?
Myshkin, you have to
Hello?
speak up.
I don't know what's happening.
No, you sounded great. I don't think that Sim could hear you over the rain.
Oh, right. I was just saying, what is this place? You seem like some kind of scholar.
This would be my home and my abode, my everything. It's a bit of a library where I store things. You know, it's that kind of yes. Been damaged a little bit.
A lot of damage.
And a lot of bags of holding.
In chests and there's a lot. Don't touch anything, please. You don't know where it would bring you.
Oh, despite saying don't touch anything, you're at very least going to see Kaivar mysteriously peering back past you and just being like, oh my god, it is a library. It's a big library. Like, you see those bucky eyes of his? They are already massive. They seem to grow even larger within his head. It's just like eyes going as wide as they possibly can.
Yeah, what you
I
guys
think-
would see in this room here is probably 20 feet tall. This would be the main chamber of this tower, the peak of it. This would be his study. Down below there are, there is another house. It's attached to a rather large house. But here, walls just lined with books. Unfortunately, one entire wall and part of the ceiling have just been eviscerated, blown out. So there are books and scrolls, small chests, artifacts, baubles everywhere. As
Be
you kind of look
careful
around-
with what
Yeah.
you say, as you might be prepared to be farmed.
Unfortunately, there are five
There's a wizard right
spectral
here.
unseen servants walking around picking things up, stacking, sorting, and then there is one other kind of spectral form that is a little more tangible than the others, and it is dressed very similar to Sim, but with a long, thinning beard as well. And they're all just in the background, moving, cleaning, doing everything they can to make this a little less disastrous.
I think seeing Kaivar's eyes open Kaiva, you just feel a fairly, like, firm hand upon your shoulder. Just, no, really, don't touch anything. As Myshkin is just sort of going to stand next to Kaiva and looking up at you, Sim, and looking you up and down. Large place for only one?
I have a lot. A lot of books.
I can see that. Some beautiful tomes. Not many I'm familiar with.
You could say I've been collecting for some time. Couple hundred. Yes.
I just want you to know, as all of this is going on, like, Kaiva's eyes growing wider and wider the whole time. Every time you mention a book, it's just like, oh my god, this is great. Oh, this is
Imagine
fantastic.
like dilating. His
This
like,
is excellent. This is phenomenal. I can't get enough of this place. You know, it's this slow and steady progression upwards of excitement to being absolutely enthralled.
One thing that all of you notice is while the city of Stormforge is trying to restore power back to this sector that can handle it, that is not currently scorched earth, there is power inside of Sim's tower. And even me and Baddie have not discussed this yet. So you get to learn real time a little bit about yourself. The tower is not on Stormforge's grid. The amplification of that kind of static electricity around you, you notice there are actual spell weave runes inside the stones of this tower that make it up. It is in itself like a runic Tesla coil that has its own particular vibration inside of it. This is the distinct moment that you know this tower was not built on Stormforge. This tower came here from somewhere else. I want the party to roll history or arcana checks.
Me too?
Yes, you get to as well.
Oh, damn. 19.
Redemption Sam, let's go.
Let me take a look.
Egret's been killing it. Now we need Lolly to also do the same because she never kills it.
I love when you quarter dab just enough to I know that you would do a full. It's just
Do I
It's almost
see
threatening.
do I see Myshkin trying to decipher this as we're all rolling this, like taking a puzzled interest in something to do with the power source of the tower, even just by the vague expression on his face?
You would. For a moment, it almost looks like his concentration has crashed. So he might take a little while to come to any conclusions. But
I mean, you've still got your hand on my shoulder from the reassurance of like, no, seriously, don't mess with anything. You're gonna feel a warm psychic jolt go up your shoulder as I'm gonna give you some guidance on that. So add a 1d4 to your roll at very least. And this is mine.
I will do one for Farouk as well. But first, I have to load Stormforge dice, which haven't been loaded in what feels like in 2 years.
Well, here, I'll say that while everyone's looking around at the books or listening in to what Sim is saying, Lolly is meandering slowly, and you would see on her, around her neck, this illumination of a purple fire and water symbolized necklace. And it like lights up for a bit, and then it would go back down. And then she would move to another location, it would light up. She's reporting to Kallisto, her partner, things that are happening up here so that he can take note of that. Being a Grandmaster Warden.
24. Ollie, this is a question for you.
Okay.
How much in your studies as a storm sorcerer have you done on history beyond just the planet of Faltura?
Being raised by wardens, and it's a constant kind of schooling and learning to understand not just what is around you. I would say that she's probably learned quite a bit over the years, more so in a situation of in case, planeswalkers in case, portals in case kind of things that maybe they've experienced. But if it hasn't been something outside of that and not really reported in Faerun, I don't know, in Faltura. Just depends.
The technology that's inside of this tower, the fact that there are runes that you decipher to be very, very cloud giant in origin. This tower is from another world. With a 19. Before I go any further with this, how much research, Sim, have you done on your own tower? How much do you want to know? We can make skill check and see how much you've discovered.
I would say if it has to do with the tower itself, extensively. Outside of this, about Stormforge, very little. He often doesn't leave.
All right. I will go ahead and I'm going to link you exactly where this tower is from.
Okay.
This will be a...
Baddie getting all the juice. Boo.
I know what this is.
You gotta quit making these faces, man. This is killing me.
It's killing me.
Don't be afraid. Just slide in our DMs.
Sorry, I'm not in the group chat, guys. I can't share it. I'm bad.
I'll make one. Bear back.
I want you to make an investigation check, Lolly, with advantage.
Okay. Good, because I need that advantage. Oof. Not one of my best things. 12.
You know that this tower belongs or belonged to someone. You know that this tower is mobile and got here itself.
Like it's sentient?
It is not sentient, but you continually see the letter Z in multiple places in Giant.
Give me a second to write this down. Do I know the magic that would allow this to be mobile? Is that anything that's ever come across in Stormforge? Or
Well, you have seen full buildings be moved by blood magic, by right before. This would be a strong storm giant wizard or sorcerer with probably an additional of magic item or items to have gotten here. You have the sense that whatever it took to get the actual tower to Stormforge is probably no longer inside of this tower. However, the runic magic remains, and how it's self-sufficient.
Okay.
It would pique your curiosity enough to potentially ask a sim.
Yeah. It's just a lot of information to write down. Cool. I'm caught up. And she would, are you all in a conversation right now? Lolly would check on that first to not just interrupt.
I'm sorry, I interrupted, and I don't even know where you guys were at when I interrupted you, so.
It was.
I think, realistically, Kaivar and Myshkin are probably just looking around the space and sort of almost like a parent and a child, just kind of steering Kaivar by the shoulders, just like, come on, over here. Let's get away from the delicate-looking objects.
No, but Papa, this Kaivar's first time to Science Museum. Yes.
But look at this paper over here. Look at that.
But please, Kaivar want to see dinosaurs. Yes, please.
Sorry, dinosaurs at home.
Dinosaurs at home. No, it was too good not to. My apologies. Yeah, Kaivar will definitely follow your guidance with all of this, and will. It is absolutely itching to sort of investigate further. Can't help but at very least like crouch down and look and read some of the tomes, but is going to be respectful and is not going to touch anything. Is definitely going to be reading some of the names of everything that's in this library. Out of interest, do I see anything weird?
Yeah, you see Myshkin.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Come on, man.
Gotcha. Also, if I find Myshkin weird, then I mean, Lord knows I've never seen myself at that point. Ooh.
27. Being able to comprehend all languages as well. You finally trace enough of these runes back to an origin name. The name is Zephyros.
And just sort of keep looking, keep that to myself, and think very interesting. Currently, though, I don't think Kaivar has exactly much of a reason to immediately share that bit, because I don't know exactly what Myshkin was fascinated with or anything along those lines, but I will keep that in mind.
I want you to roll your spell attack, Kaivar.
Ooh, Bardic Law? Okay.
Oh. 25, is that your final answer?
We're about to go into GCX. If I burn stuff in this, it's not going to get burned on the live show, is it?
No, you'll get a full set.
Nice. All right, I'll roll a 1d6 for context. By the way, I momentarily took over the sheet on Drak's side of things, and I've added the stuff we've had thus far. We have a lot of dice, so I'm gonna take a 1d6 for myself.
RoBear, I just gotta say, I've done so much reading on different storm beings. Zephyros is in my notes, and so whenever you said Z, and then tower and ruins, and I was like,
Hold up.
he does a lot of wind stuff and storm stuff.
Very interesting.
29. I want you to flip open a page of the lore book as it compels you to a story of the past.
It's a very feverish motion. Seeing a few of the titles and then watching a certain bit of information click, it's like watching somebody who realizes that movement here probably causes some kind of change. And Kaivar will do as you, the lot of you, except for Baddie, has seen before. He will hold open the book, holding it between his two arms, and it will start to manually open, and it leafs through the pages at a sort of feverish speed until eventually it slows and settles upon a page of relevance.
As you begin to slowly zoom into the manifestations on the page, the first thing that you see is a tower that looks similar, but distinctively different. The distinctively different part is that the tower has a massive wizard's hat on top of it. And it's familiar because that hat is the one that Sim is currently wearing. And as the page animates below, you can see this tower is flying among the clouds. As that camera kind of swells and turns around this literal floating tower and wizard hat, there is an older storm giant in fancy robes peering out of a window, staring out at a conflict between Yansi Bin and a party of adventurers. No. With a tabaxi, a human, a satyr, and a dragonborn. As you begin to see first moments of Game of Saving Throws, the first campaign on the channel, this is Zephyros from Storm King's Thunder's Tower. Staring back out, you can see the first conflicts with the Howling Hatred, the cultist of Yansi Ben that invaded this tower, and that party's defense of it. You see their own conflicts with Yansi Ben. You even see scenes of feast and merriment and how this tower has been used before by adventurers past. In particular, there is a resonance inside of this chamber that there is a secret room somewhere within this tower. In between the pages, you can see Zephyros teaching this tabaxi in fine studded leather how to pilot. As you see the final scenes where Zephyros used all of the energy left in his body to show Becca's character, Ruby Shore, how to pilot the tower. Sim, I want you to roll, actually just do a 50-50, whether even you know where the secret room is in Zephyros's tower. Heads or tails?
But heads.
There it is, baby.
So, currently, there is no navigation orb like the picture is displaying that Ruby Shore used to connect this. However, there is a singular magic item in its place that is still empowering this tower. And it is the Staff of the Magi. The room, I am leaving up to you, Baddie, how it is accessed. It used to be the top of the tower before the Eyrie. But the tower has the ability to reorganize itself and change. And it has changed many times over into what is its most current form. All of this history of the past is unknown to Sim, other than the fact that this legendary cloud giant wizard built this place is almost like it really is towards a room of requirement. They were prophetic. There is both divine and I would say abjuration magic woven into this. It's a place of divinity and defense. There is a lot of epiphanies happening all kind of at the same time. Sam, it makes a lot of sense why this tower standing is so important. There's history here that goes far beyond even just this realm. Not to mention there is technology inside of this that is foreign to even this planet. I think a lot of Sim's dedication has been trying to figure out the secrets of this. When Baddie first told me that he had this tower, the tower is the tome. It is the learning agent inside of it. It is a floating library of Alexander. It needs to be preserved, to be understood, because it understands more than what's even transpired just in this realm. It is a living, breathing document of the past, present, and future. It's a lot on your own plates to decipher at the same time, as well as your characters. How you guys want to address each other after all of this is up to you, how you want to handle this in conversation.
Having seen what I see in the book and seeing a fraction of the context, I mean, I'm gonna momentarily hold that book open, and I'm just gonna sort of like tug on Loluphia's hand, and I'm going to psychically send some of that information just to fill in some of the blanks, so that everything we've talked about in the last 10 minutes is known. And following up from that, you just see Kaivar looking at you, and you hear the psychic follow-up.
You lead. I follow. Yes?
She's not going to respond to you psychically. She's just going to look at you and nod her head. What are Sim and Myshkin doing right now?
I think Myshkin has seen the book moving and has seen Kaivar transfixed, and he knows whatever will come of this will reveal itself when Kaivar feels the time is right. But seeing this interaction between the two of you, he looks between his friends over to Farouk and then at the unknown quantity in the room, which is Sim, and is just going to look at him and then back at his friends to see what steps they wish to take.
Please don't touch my books. That's very important. I'm trying to. Please just. I think I've dealt with enough damage today. I'd prefer if nothing was stolen or ruined or eaten. Now I could eat my books, right?
Carve, have you ever bitten my books?
Oh, no.
He doesn't eat books, don't worry.
Okay. I'm unfamiliar with all of you. Who are you?
My name is Loluphia. I am one of the wardens here of Stormforge, and my husband is down out of here trying to assess more of the situation. These are our other wardens.
Deputized. Yes, my name is Myshkin. I am a fellow student in the Mystic Arts.
And, what is...
My name's Farouk, and I help.
Wonderful.
Have you
but
transformed
again,
back?
The,
Okay.
Oh my
With
god,
the
it was
arms.
just a giant bird. Sorry. So sorry, Baddie, you were saying.
I'm just wondering what you are.
Oh, I am Kaivar. Yes.
He
Yes.
holds you with like perfect monotone flat response stare as though you absolutely understand what the hell that means. Like as though it needs no further explanation.
Well, hi, hello. I am Sim. This is my tower. Now, why are you here?
I mean, there's damage and destruction all around our city.
We
So I thought
also-
I didn't figure it out. Go ahead.
We also required a vantage point as well, which you have ably provided us with more of a view than we would have expected, looking at the broken walls and out into the skyline of Stormforge.
Well, yes, the fire wardens were already here. They helped clean things up. One of them destroyed half my tower, but it's fine. You're not going to destroy anything else, right?
No, we will not destroy anything else. At least never intentionally. We'll do our best to preserve as well as assist and assess. Question for you, though. As Lolly's more so turning her body, looking around, how long have you had this tower?
Yes, as long as I've existed.
Do you know how long that is?
100 years or so, maybe. A few more.
And we've never seen this or heard of this or anything before, RoBear?
This tower has been on Stormforge as long as you've been alive.
And nothing through the grapevine has been like, oh, that tower is haunted. Woo! Don't go there. Or
It's
anything.
Been a
particular.
pretty well-kept secret up until now.
I keep to myself. I don't like most anything coming in here or knowing about me.
That's fair. I'm quite the same until you surround yourself with people that get it out of you. But Kaivar, can I see that book, please?
Oh, yes.
Extra
yes.
send me. I touched this book.
Yes, this should be fine. Mhm.
Okay, thank you. She doesn't. There's like an air in between her hands and it, but it's her sense of touching. So it's very gentle and light, and she picks it up and brings it over to you and is going to show the page or pages, I don't know how much it was, of all of the information that Kaivar just gave to her. This is very interesting, and I would like to know a little bit more, if you're able to elaborate. And it's all the information about. I just blanked. Cloud
Zephyr
Giant
and the Tower
Yes,
Sister?
thank you.
Sephiroth, Zaddy, perhaps?
Yeah, Sephiroth.
Zephyros, though, Zephyros.
Have you heard of the One-Winged Angel? I believe he's dealing with Vecna right now, but.
Literally tattooed on my arm.
Yeah, Vecna here and Sephiroth here. We're good.
All the daddies.
I carry my trauma with me. Excellent.
About that time, an old friend of yours that you haven't seen in a bit levitates up onto the shelf.
Ooh.
As Fane appears at the edge of the tower.
Are we aware of this?
Oh yes, everybody sees as Fane arrives here. Sim. No roll is necessary for this. You're going to see the face of someone you haven't seen in a very long time. While not known as Fane to you, before they became a part of Voshborg, Fane was the inheritor of this tower. You have not seen Fane since the day that he created you. Just a point of reference here, he is a part of an organization called the Voshborg that transcend their material life in a non-lich fashion. Fane has been gone from Stormforge for a very long time. The rest of the party found him inside of the mountain range in a time anomaly. He has given them a boon. He was researching things for the Voshborg before kind of all hell broke loose between the factions in Stormforge. You have presumed him to be dead. You don't see his full face. You only see those wraps and what is left of his face, and you can see it's long been weathered. His eyes are of this silvery purplish swirl. It's just enough to recognize your creator.
Can anyone else put two and two together here and see the similarities?
No, this would be distinctively towards Sim. You guys just haven't seen Fane in a while since you came back.
In that case, Kaivar is still going to see Thane and is going to rush up to the balcony and wave and greet him and usher him on.
Hello, Fane. Fane. Yes, yes. Good, you are here. Yes, yes.
You see he takes in a very deep breath as his hands kind of trace the stones. You notice that he's really taking in the scene as he stops levitating, which most of the time he does not put his feet on the ground. This is probably the first time you've seen him put his feet on the ground. He has always been a very ethereal, enigmatic character. And for the first time, as he puts his feet on the ground, he pulls back his cowl and drops the scarf over his face. And you can see this very pale, just unsaturated being. It has been quite some time. And you can see he's going to dart and place his eyes immediately on Sims. There is no easy way to put this, my old friend. Sim. This would be the moment that processing your own creator's decision like a fork in the road. Do you accept your mortality, or do you begin to debate, like many wizards do, what are you going to do to try to extend your life in knowledge? One pathway is walking down that of lichdom itself. The other is what you see before you of whatever the Voshborg have been doing to try to extend life. This would bring up a lot of long conversations towards what you believe to be the end of your creator's life. And the fact that they did not share their decision with you. As far as you knew, your creator passed of natural causes. So there is a bit of a layer of deception here from the last time you saw. A lot to take in. I will not lie, Sim. Since your creation, there has always been a level of jealousy. I promised that I would leave you with this gift of knowledge to do what I could not do in mortality. While I have extended my stay on this planet, I want you to know I have not done it at all costs. It is true. I stand before you as Voshborg. But I did not commit what we both considered of ultimate of sins. I do not ask you to forgive me in my deception. I only wish to help in the best that I can. I will understand if you ask me to leave this place immediately.
Yeah, same.
I'm him, he's me?
No, he is simply your creator.
Creator. Okay.
He inherited the tower first.
Yep.
He is responsible for your creation and the extension of knowledge and learning. Towards the end of his life, he had to make a decision. Basically, things have always been so good between both of you in the extent of trying to decipher the knowledge of worlds that as his mortal body ran out, he had to make a choice whether he was going to pass gracefully in mortality or choose a pathway of extending. We're going to say, for the sake of brevity, that we had several long nights and conversations about what's the most ethical way to do this. Should you not? As far as you knew, funeral and all, your creator has long passed away. It has been that 100 plus years. He's been gone for a long time.
Okay.
He pulled the Kaiser Soze and walked away and faked his funeral and walked towards wherever the Voshborg is at inside of the city. There are multiple places. There's a secret society within it, and he has chosen to extend his life. A little bit of background with the party. He has given the party a boon and seems largely to be an outlier and to at least be a Voshborg that is aligned with more ethical practices than what apparently some subsect faction is currently in play. There is a larger conflict in Stormforge of science being able to provide and extend human nature. So there's a lot of constructs here, basically trying to figure out if they can evolve the human body itself. This was the faction that chose to try to do this biologically instead of using machines.
Did Fane ever tell us how they got stuck in this like time lock?
They were doing it themselves. They were on their own research of what had transpired. So
yeah, because
Fane,
like he was talking about the tentacle that's like feeding on capabilities of others, ancient creature infused with silent gear from the Voshborg of the future.
yeah, so there was some heavy chronomancy going on, trying to figure out what had happened in that area.
Okay, sorry, this is a lot of information. I'm trying to break down what I remember as what.
Welcome to trying to put a month and a half into an episode before GCX.
Oh my gosh, I have so many questions as both Lolly and Kallisto.
Fire them away. We're here.
Well, I can't formulate them. That's the problem. I'm trying to collect my thoughts.
Dad has come back from milk and cigarettes.
Yes. Okay. The first thing, if a construct could be shocked, I guess. His eyes don't change, but there is almost a tilt to his head in confusion. You no longer exist. How? Why?
I chose the path of the Voshborg. I should have never lied to you. Knowledge is not only a gift, but can be an incredible addiction. I do not ask for you to forgive me today of my own transgressions. I am simply trying to help where I still can.
And why now have you decided to return?
He simply kind of parlays at the rest of the adventurers inside the room. I have a vested interest in making sure that they all succeed where I have failed. I thought the choice to join the Warforged was one that I could walk with my head held high. But I now know I have tampered far too long with the fabric of this universe. I wish to see it fit for the ones that inherit it now. It should not be the playground of those of the past. I see my selfishness. What I desired so much in you, Sim. That ability to supersede and exist. The thirst to know everything consumed me. It has led all to this. Sim, there are great dangers that supersede this city now, even more than yon sea bin above it. There are those that are at the precipice of the decision that I made so long ago. That do not wish to hold the best of intent in man. I realize this now. I thought that I could find a way to supersede without lichdom. But there is always a cost. I found that cost. After this, lichdom is only a name and a title. The sacrifices that you make, whether you call it Lich or Warforged, I realize now that this time was not for me to take. The threats inside of this city look to supersede all of you. A constant, persistent creation. Not one of deity, but of its own wants and volitions.
Is there a timeline for this? Nice to see you again, Fane.
It is nice to see you all as well. You are some of the only ones that know the threat inside of this city in Cimarak. Yonsi Bin is the swell, is the cut, the infestation of the skin right now, but crawling underneath of it, the long term. Cimarak is taking control. More importantly, there are those inside this city that want to see them succeed.
Who's the person that found out the information about the mountain? Did we all know that now?
No, I have not had a chance to tell any of you this. And
Gotcha.
Ivar is awkwardly sitting there being like, oh god.
Kyvar has
do I
anything
tell
to
them?
say, because Lolly can't say it.
I think as we're standing there, I think Myshkin looking out the window and seeing the rising storms and the anomalies swirling and converging. The threat of the Voshborg and the Silent Gear is a slow poison, one which we cannot endure and one which we cannot ignore for too long. However, the most pressing threat is Yansi Bin. If he is not prevented in his assault on Stormforge, there may not even be a city to defend.
You're all gonna see Kyvar very awkwardly raise his hand like a pupil in class who knows the answer to a question. Because he
Yes.
does not know how to approach this, but he knows something very important.
I know something more. Yes, yes.
Please say it,
what is it?
Kyvar.
I wanted to tell all of you before we left, but storm, lightning, and then I flew on Farouk. Yes, yes, but there is something worse. Yes, yes.
What do you mean?
Hurriedly. I'm so sorry about this, Baddie. If there is a space on the floor that has not been cleared, Kyvar is going to start feverishly clearing a space with some of his hands and is going to lay the book flat for everyone. And feeling his intent, the pages on the book begin to react, rifling back through to the most recent entry. And on that page, you see something else. You see a gateway, fire. You see a being of ash and ember and cinder. You see an army of creatures from the plane of fire that is assembling out of this gateway. And Kyvar reaches one hand to the page and reaches a few other hands out in all directions, prompting all of you to take his hands.
You must see what I found. Yes, yes.
Of course. And without questioning, Myshkin just holds his hand.
Yeah, Lolly would do the same, but also communicate this to Kallisto. Everything's so far that's going down, that he doesn't need to rush. She'll fill him in later.
So this seance with Kyvar will explain everything of the threat in the Undermountain. We'll catch you, Sim, up to all three threats. So
That
Yeah.
last hand is extended in your
The thing is, they're all huge threats.
all really bad.
Oh man, the Titans are coming
It's
for us
like
to an Olympus.
three Thanoses arrived at the same time, and then Darkseid stepped out
Yeah,
as well.
and they're all too selfish to work
Galactus.
together, so they're like, no, I'm gonna be first to destroy them. No, me.
Thanos, Galactus, and Doctor Doom all step into a bar. Yeah.
I hope
I
they're
don't know.
okay. Man,
I hope.
sucks.
Damn. Sim, I don't know if you reach out and grab one of those hands, but the last one that is available of the 4 is being offered to you.
As Sim watches you all do that, he, unfortunately, would just be completely locked on Fane, near stunned.
I think just reaching out a hand, Myshkin just catches your attention, Sim, and answers are coming thick and fast. We will need a wiser mind than ours to unpick them.
And he holds his hand out. He just nods.
You feel cool, chitinous claw in your own hand. The strange scratch of metal on shell, and then you feel the imparting of memory. Energy flowing from the book to Kaivar down to you through sinew and circuit. You start to see a vision from what Kaivar had explored through divination previously. A scene much like was described. Kaivar was able to see inside a mountain near enough to Stormforge. There is an enemy there called the Cinder Queen, who is from the plane of fire, who is planning to expand her own realm into our plane, and in the process will blanket the sky with ash and soot, destroy Stormforge, and unleash her army. And that army will be unleashed in an eruption from the mountain in which they are arriving, a volcano. That eruption takes place in 99 days. I'm so sorry for making you no take on that, but damn.
Is that 98 days now?
When the clock ticks over onto midnight, I imagine it is, but I don't know what the time of day is.
The existential dread of Baddie's part-time character for a charity show and live show that now has to think about threats.
All while remembering I have to talk with my hands constantly. You said not to forget. I won't.
Yeah, you are honoring them in a strong way.
So we have 3 threats, one above, one below, and one within. Which do we prioritize?
This was part of why I investigated, yes. 3 dangers, but not close for some, but close for others, yes.
Kaivar is going to deliberately point upwards at the roof, knowing that we are literally in close proximity to the tri-anomaly.
The Yansi bin is here, yes, yes. So, one step at a time, yes. First the storm, then Semirek, perhaps, yes. Then Cinder, yes, yes.
Very well. Sim, this tower of yours, I am assuming you have stayed here because it is at least somewhat safe.
Yes, quite. It is, an artifact in its own.
In that case, Grand Warden, and he turns to you, Loluphia, and you can see a little bit of a wry smile as he addresses you as such. I would advise that we recoup here. Prepare, strategize. This is a place of great power, and I can see you understand it more than I.
As you're
But-
saying this, by the way, her light on her necklace is slowly like dimming down as she's tuning into what you're telling her. Because she was talking to Kallisto like, Babe, we went around to move and like just needing Stormforge. I don't know if you've ever thought of anywhere else. There's a lot.
So I don't call it insider trading, but the property market in this area is about to take a real bad hit or two. We should probably think about moving. I mean, I know we care about it because it's a place where we live, not property value, but like,
shop.
you know,
And then
like
this piercing voice of Myshkin. I'm sorry, what?
I suggest we use this place as a base for now. It is safe and it is fortified, and by the looks of it, there are resources, though we might need to ask permission first.
Lolly's turning to look actually at Fane. Well, is it you that we ask if we can use this as a base, or, and then turning her head towards Sim, or is it Sim?
I would also like to know the answer to that question. What are you doing here? Please. More.
It is time that I properly turn over these reins to Sim. What I should have done long ago.
Then, looking at Sim, I believe we are waiting for your answer. May we utilize this as a home base for the time being.
And he will again look from every one of you. If my only friend trusts you, yes, I think that'll be acceptable. You can stay in my humble abode. Please, just be careful. Particular about where things belong.
As we can be. Well, please let us know if there's anything that should be off limits. And looking around at everybody, and we will make sure to respect your house rules.
Well, you're already in my my study. That was it. The rest of the lower mansion
didn't want
is
us in his
available to you. The rest of the mansion is open to you, of course. Just please, if possible, unless myself or I guess Fane is here, don't come back up. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have 3 rules: no bugs, no birds, and no cats. And you've broken all of them.
You notice that Fane has begun to use his strange kind of force and telekinesis to begin reassembling the tower from the blocks that have fallen and piecing it back together and making it whole. My friend, we all do many of conversations this evening. And Fane is going to just kind of continue stepping forward inside the room. Whenever you are ready to have that conversation. And he disappears into the secret room.
Well, it's been quite an exciting evening. Usually I'm alone with myself. But it's wonderful to meet you all. And if there's anything I can do in here to help with, and he just kind of holds his hands up to everything. Those messes, please let me know.
We will.
Well, I cannot help but notice, while you have some unseen servants walking about the place, perhaps an extra hand in cleaning up might be in order. Tell me what I can and can't touch, and I will do my best.
Could I feel like a check would be in order. Would just to try to figure out, like, you are a scholar. Would I be able to just kind of once over and see how, maybe just kind of like wizard to wizard, what's going on with this guy?
Yeah, maybe like an insight check. You can definitely see from like the scrolls and stuff that he is definitely a well-learned individual, but quite what school that would be, you'd probably be unsure.
All right, let's.
Okay. I'd say with an 18, you see scrolls, you see spell scrolls, you see notes, you see components hanging from various satchels, you see that they're all of various schools. There doesn't appear to be any one centralized study for Myshkin. It is eclectic. It is eclectic, and it is borrowed, and it is intensely pored over. And you can see that hanging next to him, just tucked into a simple satchel, just barely poking its way out, there is a small, leather-bound spellbook. The fringes of its pages are uneven and burnt and charred, and you can see that the leather itself of the cover is warped and twisted. You imagine that it was probably caught in fire a very, very long time ago. He is an individual who understands magic deeply. Maybe not in quite so focused a way as you, but he definitely understands many different schools.
Most anything in here should be safe for you to handle and not eat. But otherwise, yes, I would love the extra help to clean, just slightly, if we could. If you do not want to, you are more than welcome to the dining hall down below. There should be servants.
Speaking of dining, do people often eat your books? This has been a consistent comment.
And he just kind of like leans a little bit over and looks at Kaivar again. Just
No, he likes zucchini bread. Don't worry. Your books should be safe.
okay. Of course, yes, obviously.
Emily would help assist. Without touching them once again, the layer.
You see a small moth from outside with all the debris land in the middle of the open pages of Kaival's book, and it snaps shut like a Venus flytrap. You hear like a little crunch. And then he quickly snaps it up and sort of strokes the spine of the book as if to say, well done, good boy.
Nightmare.
So, Master Myshkin, if you would love, I would love your help, I think.
Of course. I do not tend to eat that much, and with the weather being as it is, I do not imagine I will get much sleep tonight.
Yeah. As for the rest of you, my entire home is open to you. I believe, I may need to step away at some point. To speak with an old friend.
Yes, you should go and take care of the things that you need to take care of. We know what we're here for, and we can reconvene you downstairs. We appreciate your hospitality.
Wonderful. And he'll a slight bow and will misty step away into this secret chamber.
As you appear inside the navigation chamber of Sim's tower, Zephyros' tower, and formerly Fane's tower, you see Fane with his hands on the other side of this large cylindrical kind of podium where that staff of the Magi is currently radiating. And as you guys make eye contact, we'll pick up there in just a second after you guys go use the restroom, refill your beverages.
I love that you saw my character and your immediate thought was he's going to be a woodlouse. He's going to eat all my picks. I love that so much.
I've been digging through all of my notes trying to connect every single thread that I can to make it make sense. I'm so confused. Don't ever take a month and a half off from a very integral time of your story. It's like, what do I remember? Who said what? I didn't say that one, I don't think.
Don't worry, it's a lot. We're gonna get there. I have the needle on the thread to loop.
I'm so excited about Zephyros. Oh my gosh. That's so cool.
Yeah, so Zephyros used the last bit of his power back in Game of Saving Throws to power the navigation orb and to let Ruby Shore take over and navigate the tower. How the tower got here, who knows? But it has. By the way, there's also an old YouTube comment on that episode that says, "Bring back Zephyros, you coward." Well, I bring back his tower. I don't know if you're there. I can't remember. You're a very old YouTube comment from many, many years ago, but the tower's back. Sim's a really nice conservatorship over it.
Seems like a good hang.
Also, I genuinely thought you said Sam a little bit ago, and I saw Baddie and I make eye contact. Like, do you answer or do I answer? I don't know if you like mistook us.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
The awkward silence is due to us determining, is it you or me?
The chaos, just the pure
what
chaos.
kind of wizard is Spence? I was gonna ask him. And he got up.
He's Evocation.
Evo. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, he's crazy fire boy.
He is a really cool character. I'm so excited that there's two wizards.
There's so many wizards in this room right now. So much wizarding.
I had no idea. So
Lolly
when
puts on her robe and wizard hat.
I don't know why. So when I was making or getting ready to pick a character for this whole charity event, I went through and I was looking. So RoBear was like, "Oh, we're gonna use this for Stormforge or for the GCX live show." I was like, "Okay, so I'll look at the Stormforge." I must have looked at the wrong cast. I swore you guys had one spellcaster. That's what I was like. I'll play a wizard for it.
Oh no, we're oops.
I don't know if I looked at Marrowstrand or something else.
We're oops.
We have like
no
one
tank.
meleeer.
I know.
Yeah, we basically, and the one he's not here right now.
Our
That's
tank
Wally's
is a
other half.
gunslinger. That's
Which rightfully so. They're tanky as hell.
when we get hit, it's just everyone is
It's like, give me the gun.
give me the gun.
Kallisto, give me the gun.
Oh, there's so many memes for this campaign.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me drop in and ruin it. Woo.
Not at all. This is so neat to see how your character fits in here, because it's much more perfect than you probably know.
I gave him nothing. He
Yeah, like I'm connecting dots that weren't there, because like you said, you're learning alongside, and I'm like, ooh, is it this? I'll write it down as maybe. Figure it out later.
I'm making it up and I'm looking at RoBear as I'm going.
We're just like,
good?
Okay,
This
give
good?
us-
This okay? Okay.
Hey, our not my baby, our Frankenstein. I love to see where it pans out.
100%. I will gladly just make shit up as I go and love every second of it.
That's what it is. Yes, and
Mm-hmm.
my notes are rough. So many bullet points.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am too, actually. Be right back.
No, we don't share the character sheets. Sorry. We can't do it. But if you're wondering where a lot of like Kaivar's crazy abilities come from, we ported him from Pathfinder 2e, so there's a lot of the like the Bardic lore and stuff like that with inside of it. You just have to think about him being this lore-based scribe kind of bard, where he has a book that allows him to see the manifestations of past, present, and future. So kind of a heady character. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad we're getting this episode in. It will make the payoff of getting to the live show special. Sometimes I'm good, Bass. Sometimes I'm good.
Oh, also, my apologies if, my apologies if my speaking response time is a little weird, RoBear. Yeah, oof. I'm trying to mute between doing this. I literally just changed my shirt. It is hot in here. I saw my face on ping earlier and I looked like a lobster.
Man, let's try to get,
We'll find a solution to it for sure at some point in the next few weeks. But like, damn. Whew.
Let's turn broadcast back on for you and see if we can get your AC running for you.
All right, I will do a test midway through. And we'll see what's what. Okay. All right, that's broadcast again. Shall I? Let me turn Crisp off while we're at this. It's in the middle of the break, so it's okay. Crisp is now off. All right, I'm gonna try running the thing, and I'll see if I can adjust my mic and move it a bit, so hopefully it doesn't get hit as much. Let's see how that is. I don't know how good that's gonna sound, so I'm just gonna talk for a wee bit, and we're gonna see how does it sound on your end. Hopefully, it doesn't sound terrible.
No, that sounds good.
Yes. Even if Buggy Boy cover speak. Yes.
Yeah, we can make that work.
Yeah, cool. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
we don't need you melting on the spot. We'll make some sacrifices.
Outside, it's starting to cool down a little bit. It's not 28 degrees anymore, but I checked the temperature on the inside, and according to the machine, it was like 31 degrees Celsius in here, which is not good. We find out what that is in freedom units.
Hot.
Oh yeah, that's 88 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah, I was not feeling great for a moment there. It's okay, I got a big thing of ice water and whatnot, so yeah. We're gonna cool down. It's fine.
Having to live like it's the song of the South over there.
Oh, that was not pleasant, but it's okay.
Cool. Now, we get you more comfortable, my dude.
What I will say, though, I will still be muting periodically, because I don't know how that sound's coming through, and I'm not about to put the audience through bits and pieces there, so...
It's not.
At the very least, it's...
You don't have to worry about it. It's doing good. It's doing good.
All right.
It's doing its thing.
All right.
All right. I'm going to go use the restroom real quick.
Yeah, apologies, by the way, Baddie, for dropping the extra little bit of, oh, by the way, there's a third problem context I don't know if that was strictly necessary, but also it was kind of one of those moments of we're subject to the chaos of
I love it.
the unfortunate. We literally figured that out just before the charity episode thing. It was like, oh, I've done that thing and now I know this, and then lightning struck your tower. So it's like, literally, we've had no time between.
Train wreck after train wreck after train wreck. It just keeps going.
It's been bad. It's been very much like, yes, everything is being thrown at the wall at the same time, and unfortunately, all of it is sticking.
I love it. I have no idea what's going on, but that is okay because I love it.
Evil air elemental, evil machine AI overlord, evil fire elemental overlord.
Is it what Simarak? Is that the
Simarak is the like the mechanical threat from within Stormforge.
Okay. That was the only one I had no context on really. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a we've had a run in with them and it was quite something. Don't let them get a hold of the tower. The knowledge in the tower and also the knowledge in my book, very bad apparently. Don't let them get it. That's all I know.
Who's them?
Oh, Simarak. So I won't lie, I was wondering whether the name Sim was intentional or not.
Literally just simulacrum.
Yep. Kind of thought so, but then at the same time, in the back of my head, I was like, I'm not putting anyone on the spot for this, because I know that Baddie's just been thrown into the fire with this, but if RoBear pulls this on him, oh man, that's going to be a great story, and also, poor Baddie, holy lord, that's a lot to keep up with.
I love it. I hope
Baddie? Baddie. Oh no.
Oh no!
Bad die.
I'm the Baddie all along! No, how could we not have seen this? The man's name is literally Evil Man. Oh, who would have known that he'd turn out evil?
You having some yogurt there? Yeah.
It's mixed with hummus that is sweetened to be like chocolate. So it's like chocolate.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Also, this is the first time that I think I've noticed the seagull announcement on the page whenever a card comes up, and I was so confused the first time when just a seagull slowly began to appear on screen. I was like, what the fuck?
You're talking about alerts.
Yeah, that thing.
Okay.
That my
Yeah,
my little
yogurt, and I was like, seagulls and yogurt? What?
yeah, like in England.
Is it with the bear?
I don't know. Well, okay, so here's the thing. It's been like 3 seasons and they still
But
haven't
do you think that there's a seagull in the background with the bear? It might be what's
No, that's no, don't be silly, Sam. No, the bear is like there's just a bear stuck in the kitchen. That's all that is.
What
and
is the seagull walking there though?
Well, I just the thing I'm confused at. Oh, hello, Sasha.
Oh, the cat.
Cat is more.
Cat's out of the bag.
You want to come in?
It's not the bear. It's the park ranger.
Oh goodness. Oh, there she is. Oh goodness. Little baby.
Forever one of the prettiest kitties.
Oh, tiny baby. Oh.
The thing, she's an adult with like the biggest eyes and the widowest body.
Oh, look at her. She's like, yes, hello, it is me.
She's a little mad at me because I gave her flea treatment today, so.
Oh, never.
Yeah, I'd be mad at you too. It's kind of rude.
Well, why do you think I'm coming to Florida? Yeah.
She's gonna forget all about it, and then she's gonna miss you, and you're gonna come back, and it's gonna be like, oh my god, all is forgiven. I don't
gonna
even
be
know
on
what I was mad at
stage.
you for.
And it's gonna be like a pocket sand, but flea treatment.
Hey, baby.
I can tell when Eric is watching another
Oh,
baby. has arrived.
Tallulah. Oh, that is Tallulah, right?
This is Tallulah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Her
she's
name is Tallulah.
Where are my cats?
we call her Tawiwa.
Little baby.
Tawiwa girl. And then I put her on my chest like this, and I march around the house, going, "All hail Queen Lula!" And she loves it.
She's so
She will
big.
listen
Like,
Oh.
I know she's a normal-sized cat and you're a small
she's not.
human, but she's huge.
Huge. Look at her long girl.
Ridiculous.
Hi, baby.
That is very big for a cat. My goodness.
Yeah, she's huge. She's so lazy. When I pick
Sam
her
is
up,
also
she's
quite
like, yeah.
small for a human.
Yeah.
Whoa, I'm like 7 foot. You need to chill.
Okay.
Yeah, you're the
Yeah,
same
I
size
don't know
as
if you
Sasha.
know, but Sasha's
Wait,
secretly
You're
like.
gonna look so funny on stage. Y'all better give me a booster seat.
This is us for real playing D&D.
Hang on.
This is...
Sam, I think you mean I'm gonna need a booster seat again.
Oh yeah, Becca and I had booster seats the first year, and we looked wildly tall. You know,
Little baby.
chilling.
Honestly, it was hilarious sitting
Can't try, like,
there
one of your
and
first mates.
watching that video back. I realize now how much the booster seats were doing the work.
Yeah,
They don't mind.
but then again, sitting next to RoBear, regardless, still
Oh yeah,
makes
it's
Becca and I look smaller even on booster seats. Here, please take thine, kitty. She will lay there
Oh.
forever.
yeah.
Okay.
Sasha wants out now. And there she goes.
Girl.
Mm.
Oh, can you get her in? Oh, there she is.
Oh, little bean.
Sweet girl.
She's like an angel coming along to say hello and good luck.
She is an angle. No double seal.
Yeah.
Bye, Lula. Ah, little kitty time. Back to yogurt time.
Yogurt.
Back to your good.
Yogi Flame.
Lovely.
What does that even mean, Ed?
No? Oh, I don't...
We'll talk about it.
Huh?
We'll talk about GCX, it's fine.
What'd you say?
I'm gonna give you fleet treatment if you don't chill.
Huh?
Ed's gonna
Lead
behave
treatment.
like a cat when you do that. He's just gonna immediately see that you've got a glass on the table, and then he's just gonna knock it off the edge.
Probably won't.
Something reset button joke. Something.
Is it yogurt or cake batter? I would
on
not be able to
stage.
stand that.
So before we continue, I want to impart a little knowledge that for some reason took me 39 years on this planet to acquire, but I'm rather proud of it because there's really no reason for you to ever bake a sheet of brownies ever again. You should just make the said brownie batter and then put it into a ramekin or souffle cup and just go ahead and microwave it for like a minute and 30 seconds and turn it into
my cake.
an instant lava cake of molten
good.
chocolate and awesome, and just never really think about baking that sheet ever again. And then you can put them in a bunch of ramekins and you can constantly have instant hot lava brownie cake whenever you want. Just as an adult, you know, maybe I got like 8 of them queued up, you know, for later. Whenever you want a little dessert.
My mixture
Elle
of,
does that from time
of
to time. Oof, lovely.
brownie hummus and vanilla yogurt would be so good on top of that.
Brownie.
Like a perfect. It's dessert hummus. You can dip like strawberries and stuff in it, so I mix it with vanilla. And I enjoy me some chocolate chickpeas and yogurt.
Yogurt. That yogurt.
Bye. Shut up.
I'm so
I'm
glad
getting
Drak
dragged.
finished it off. For those of you who did not catch up with the chat,
Well, they can see chat on
Drak.
screen.
yeah. Oh, Egric is Sam living her tall girl dreams, and I replied, "Isn't Egric a goblin?" And Drak's just like, "Yes." Oh, I love it.
I feel like Egric and Sam have a lot in common.
We do. We do. That part is true. I'm not going to tell you what. I'll let you guess.
I just hope it's not the brain part.
Now I think about it, I do have intrusive thoughts. Will they win?
Roll for intrusive thoughts, and that's a nat 1.
That's not
was.
abnormal for me.
You are now an arsonist. Aha.
That's not where I thought that word was going.
No, me either.
I mean, you don't get me wrong. You play a goblin. The moment I sit there and think of a goblin with intrusive thoughts, I think of someone who wants to blow things up. Maybe it's just because I've been watching too much Marrowstrand, but like...
Oh, don't you worry. I already took 5 scrolls of fireball and put them on a heating door so that it exploded the entire, spider cave. I won the game.
This does not disprove what I've just said. I'm throwing that out there.
I'm proving it. It's beautiful.
There we go. Okay, cool.
More scrolls, please.
I mean, to be fair, I am a scribe wizard and I just write scrolls. So, how many scrolls of fireball do you need?
Yes.
Because there is a lot in this tower.
While you're in your hidden room, I'm going to now scour the place. He won't miss this, right?
Just make a new one. All right. For everyone in the audience, you guys were asking, I totally forgot that we did not make an easy link for those to get to the GCX live stream that we did that involves Sim and the rest of our crew and the fire brigade. So I have put that inside of our YouTube links now. So the link is there. You guys can go watch and get caught up between it and this episode. Thanks for the reminder, Bass. Appreciate it. Before we go to that scene inside of the secret room, anybody else in the party doing anything in Sim's tower?
Get this yogurt from. Get some of the Forge.
Good there, sir?
I have a lot of chocolate in my teeth. Give me a second.
Oh look, there's an unseen fermenter and an unseen chocolatey air. I think Myshkin is just doing his best to be helpful. Myshkin is piling, he is sorting according to schools of magic, he is sorting according to power of spells and also depth of research as well. Like, there are clearly tomes that have been more thumbed through and others which are still sort of awaiting sort of more discerning eyes upon them. But yeah, he's just making his way around the tower, admiring more than anything else. And this opportunity to help is more an opportunity to passively observe and learn himself.
I would say as we were just kind of talking about, the thing that is in abundance here is spell scrolls. It is just not necessarily fireballs. A lot of spell scrolls that help with ritual casting of things, like identify some higher level things like legend lore or things of fine steed. A lot of very spells that are more useful and not necessarily damaging. A lot of those things for Misty Step or Far Step, things that would help move and study more so than damage. But lots of spell scrolls that would be scattered across the floor at this point, I would assume.
RoBear, as Myshkin is organizing these things, to surreptitiously not take them, but to sort of make notations about anything Kaivar doesn't know and add them to the book, would that be a stealth or a sleight of hand roll?
Sleight of hand.
Okay. Yeah, Kaivar is going to try doing just that. Don't know if you want to roll perception against that, Ed, but yeah, feel free.
Yeah.
He's trying not to be insulting, but also he's trying to do this very quietly and without anyone noticing so he doesn't cause a fuss. Also because he just can't contain himself.
Nah.
Yeah, as the scrolls continue to get sorted into different piles, Kaivar is there, and to a quick observer, it might look like he is reading and flitting through his own books, but he has slowly started adding details of whatever you're cataloging into his book.
I think he just continues on.
Molly's doing much or less the same. Not touching these books, but her version of touching these books or papers or things that have been strewn about, going to clean up. And maybe even taking a little bit of what she's learned from Ziva with some prestidigitation. It's like, oh, that's actually very shiny. I should use it more. And would continue throughout this until everybody was ready to move downstairs. Not in a rush, but also not feeling like they have to wait for Sim to come back out. Since they did say that everywhere else is welcome, but where we are.
I want to say that there is a rotisserie of endless rotisserie chickens still inside this tower from 6 years ago. I mean, hundreds of years ago at this point. But, I would imagine that a endless rotisserie would not be removed in any kind of redesign, even if Sim, can't eat those said rotisserie chickens.
No such thing as surplus to requirement when it comes to rotisserie chickens.
Farouk is definitely going to tap in to the insanity of that campaign 6 years ago and try to get a rotisserie chicken out. How do you use this thing? There it goes. Yes. I think I got it. Dinner served soon.
Is this this is not in the study? This is in a separate room, right?
No, this is downstairs in the main.
Oh, I forgot. So basically so if the tower, I believe, was on the east side of the mansion, the entire far west side of the mansion completely collapsed. That was destroyed. I would say all the guest bedrooms are mostly gone.
But Fane put it back together again.
Okay. He took care of that down there as well.
Yes.
We're good.
Anything else within the tower or around the scene of the anomaly?
What are, from our vantage point atop the tower, what are the anomalies doing now?
Since that first just absolute sponge of energy that went down in the strike and the teleportation of these lightning entities, it has been charging itself back up. All of the storm and the lightning strikes are continuing between that Triforce of anomalies as it is trying to gain its energy back.
Do we know roughly how long that will be?
One could say to the point of GCX's live show, possibly as far as a charge. In game.
So not 99 days?
No. Yes, much quicker. One could say in a long rest.
Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Almost a flight away.
Indeed.
Okay.
Yep.
I think Myshkin, just looking out the window, just turning back into the space and believing his work to be done, is just going to look to Loluphia as he too begins to exit the tower. 3 threats. Yet it hardly appears we're ready for one of them.
Yeah, that's been running through my head. We already had 2 that were horrible. One that we were able to get rid of for a little bit. Do you have another ring, by the way? Maybe?
I have been stockpiling jewelry, yes.
Are you stealing them from Ziva? Or is Eva
No.
stealing them for you?
I do not wish to divulge my sources, but how are you feeling?
Nervous. Invigorated. Storms are great for me. But I am nervous. As you just said, we're not really prepared. Myshkin. I don't think we're prepared for this at all.
We have something that Yancy Bin does not.
2 other problems? Yes.
No, I think his problems may be the same as ours. But no, I was going to say that we have a strong leader. And a capable one. You may derive your power from storms, but you are not so changeable as the weather above us.
That's very kind. Also trying to absorb this new thing.
Yes. Cinder Queen.
a lot.
I must confess, I am not familiar with the name.
I'm not as familiar, but knowing a lot of things through Kallisto and its moms about either the Plane of Fire or things that are mostly in the Undermountain. I haven't heard too much, let alone this. But, and she's gonna look back toward wherever Farouk's voice came from. Farouk is somebody we should talk to about the Plane of Fire.
I would agree. But perhaps after.
After what?
Well, after we surmount one insurmountable adversary, perhaps we can turn our eye to the other 2 insurmountable adversaries.
Oh, you make it sound much more fun than it will be.
Well,
Actually,
learned a little
are there any,
optimism goes a long way.
Are there any useful scrolls around here, perchance? For these fights?
None that I would be comfortable taking without asking permission.
No,
first.
I would ask. I am not my son. Or my other characters. I am Loluphia. Thank you.
Myshkin nods, and yeah, would he have seen, I mean, a great deal of abjuration magic, but, yeah, anything...
It's like anything beneficial. Doesn't have to, like, Baddie was saying that it's not damaging scrolls, but
Be careful what you wish for.
not damaging scrolls?
Roll a d20.
Ooh,
Oh,
okay.
You do it, Ed.
It's time.
Let's...
Okay.
Okay.
Very fitting.
Why?
Serval
Yeah, why?
scrolls of unseen servant.
So if we should need extra bodies on the ground, albeit in a limited capacity, we may be able to make use of that.
I don't even think I've ever really seen that spell. But it's called Unseen. Who sees it?
Well, no one. That is why it is unseen.
Then how do you know it's there? This doesn't make sense to me.
Well, you usually see it's often used for stacking shelves, and you can usually mark them by the floating objects that they hold.
I wonder if they're used at the library. That's probably how V does it.
Very possibly. I
That would make
remember
sense.
reading some scroll about protesting about loss of jobs and things like that. Self-service
It's
checkout.
interesting. So Unseen servants, gotcha.
Roll a d20, Myshkin.
No, please
Am
stop.
am I going to lose my job?
I take away your Warden pin.
Oh no.
And
Mine.
pin it on something invisible in the air and it just floats away.
So you're easily replaceable.
Very interesting.
Why?
Not sure I like that response.
That fits a greater trend.
Doesn't mean that you did say good trend.
It's just trend.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta check and see what level this is. Interesting. Okay.
Potion of Cloud Giant Strength.
Myshkin. You find a scroll at first that is written in a wizard's kind of version of Thieves' Cant. You would need the ability to identify or detect magic to read the spell proper. But it is Phantasmal Killer. And it is also the manifestation of an unseen creature. That can do your bidding in a psychic fashion. You imagine that the defenses as well as the armaments inside of this tower are plentiful that do not meet the eye.
Interesting.
That on surface value, that this tower looks like a simple tower on the outside is far from the truth. You're kind of unpeeling the layers of the onion on that there's a lot of magic that has been woven into this building over time from Zephyros, who he may have obtained the tower from previously, all the way up to its current owner in Seum.
Myshkin makes a note of this and, well, when our host is done, perhaps we can ask what he might be able to do to assist us. He seems innocent. Innocent and very wise.
Very wise. And that's the part that I want to tap into. But until he's ready, or they're ready. Kaivar, you done? I think Farouk's got some food. Downstairs.
Yes. Yes.
You're gonna need to roll that perception too to see if you can spot that Kaivar has been totally making his own little record of everything that Myshkin was previously sorting.
Seven again.
Yeah, 21 to beat, unless I need to re-roll that sleight of hand for a stealth or a deception this time.
No.
Yeah, you will see Kaivar, flicking through the pages of his book. He's going to really briefly flick past the page of the tower again, though. And, RoBear, this is a bit of a punt. I'm going to try it anyway. Looking at the center of the tower, you said that there was an orb that was previously powering it.
Yes, there was a navigation orb.
If I peer deeper into the tower and the histories that might be contained within the book, is there a chance I can figure out where that orb has gone?
I want you to roll a spell attack.
All right, let's do it.
Yay.
Let's give this a try. We have a session ahead of us where we'll refresh. I'm going to hit an advantage roll on this.
Yes, use your cards.
All right, 1 second, I'm just marking that down. Right, advantage is knocked off. And spell attack. Thank God we used advantage.
Yeah.
It's something at least. So use my D8 on this as well.
It's spicy.
Yeah, this could be pretty important, like having a functional wizard's tower sounds like a great thing. Oh yes, there we go. 32.
32. As you peer into your lore book, and it begins to zoom in on the tower itself. Now in its current state, the hat is no longer on top of the tower itself. And you begin to see a scene of an actual human Fane. Hair on top of his head, the color of his skin restored. You can see the very mystic-like purple glow to his irises. The facial hair that's there, this dark, almost mahogany brown goatee, and a long braid all the way down one side that almost goes past his shoulder blades as he's fastening this hat onto Sim themselves. We cut from the scene inside of your book back upstairs with Fane and Sim. Those long nights, Sim. I thought there would be a way to find a path without great sacrifice. As we have always discussed, that knowledge could provide a way, the proper pathway forward, one that could extend my time on this planet without great hurt. I was wrong. In doing so, I left you. I left you with a broken observatory. I did not give you all the pieces to the chess set that you deserved, Sim. Before I go any further, I can see you've done much research over the years. Please humor an old man. Before I became this Fane, what have you discovered in our time apart? Is there a magnum opus to you, Sim? What are you proud of most? If you could humor an old man.
Well, first, it is so odd to have you in front of me again. It has been so long. I've spent so much time, just myself. I did my best to preserve and protect our home. And up until recently, I think I did a quite good job. I do have one question before I answer yours, of course. have you taken any steps down that darkest of paths?
I chose what I thought would be the least of the compromises. I walked down that path of Vorsborg, not knowing what lied behind the door, Sim. I can at least say with confidence that I did not kill a man twice my age, nor a man half my age. But I fear I may have done something just as worse. I robbed you of that chessboard. I did what the Vorsborg asked of me. Kind of hangs his head a little bit low for a minute.
Sim will reach out his thin metallic hand and rest on his shoulder. Alatur, it is okay. You are back. And though mistakes have been made, the gravest has not.
I have not been called by my old name in some time. Sim, let us in these fleeting moments before we continue. Please. Let us dissect a tome like we used to. Like we used to, Navek.
I believe that would be most acceptable.
Kaivar. Inside of your book, you're seeing the creation of Sim. But I believe you would see flashes of who Sim was before Baddie. If you could let us know how Navek became Sim.
Navek, a wizard, elderly at the time, probably late 60s, early 70s, very well learned, and as Fane or Alatur was studying ways to extend their life, so was Navek. You see this elderly man, hair gray, small bits of the black left in it, but going almost full gray at this point, pulled back into a ponytail, a very thin beard, kind of pointed, well kept, and you see both of them studying, poring over notes in books, alchemical formulas just all across the walls, and in the center of this very same study, you see a circle on the ground, arcane in nature, almost somewhere in between conjuration, abjuration, these different schools of magic being combined and formed into something new. And you see Navik at the center of this circle, poring over his notes, books around him, as Alatur is off on another side of the study, seemingly working on something as well. A blinding flash of light, a pulse of energy, the windows of this tower shattered, stones shaking. Scorch marks on the ground in the center of this circle where Navik was. He now lies, broken, frail, what little life he had left, nigh gone. His soul still clinging on to that mortal frame, which was gone, or all but gone at this point. When Alatur, with all of their knowledge, the combined knowledges of all the wizards of past and present in this tower, used what was left of Navik's soul to create Simulacrum. Unfortunately, not everything works as well as you would hope, and placing his soul into this shell, this metallic body, things were lost. Most of Sim's memories, who he was or what he was truly, just glimpses, broken pages. It's like you're holding a book in front of you and somebody has ripped, drawn, scribbled, torn, and he's spent his entire life trying to decipher it. And in those moments of his creation, Alatur left, leaving Sim in this tower alone.
It picks back up, not inside of Kaivar's book, as it continues to show you the past. There is a tome that both Navik and Alatur studied endlessly. One of which was more myth than actual knowledge or truth. But it was the carrot on the stick. That maybe somewhere in some place there was a chance to pull the threads of fate. That could change both of their lives. Could it be drawing a card from the deck of many things? Could it be trying to find a djinn to change their favors? Could it, after exhausting several stories and tall tales, we really should have. We should have gone adventuring for one of these. And not because of the item itself. We deserve to have that moment together. to have laughed, to have seen more of the world. I understand now, sitting here and reading inside of this tower, while it can be incredibly addicting, we should have chosen to live a bit more when we had the chance. I know that now. He's gonna put his hand on your shoulder, Sim. Thank you. Thank you for that smile one last time. Navek, do you remember the gift I bestowed upon you?
He would kind of reach into his robe and pull out the folio.
We cut away from that moment back to Kaivar's book.
No.
Kaivar.
I want to see the folio.
You'll get to it in a second. Kaivar.
Darting through what he's learning, Kaivar is stunned for a moment and silently drawn in. And he's going to look around the room one more time, trying to assess the way that Sim went. Because Kaivar knows what Fane has previously told him, that his knowledge and the book in his hands is literally a piece of responsibility. And Kaivar does understand that the book also has properties, and that there is a chance, much as the phrase of it may be a meme, put aside that, there is a chance I can fix him. I'm gonna roll a, would you say investigation or arcana to try and find the entrance to the secret room?
You are in a nat 20 scenario.
Oh. Let's give it a whirl.
One.
Yeah. Up close.
Do you happen to see any scrolls of sea invisibility?
I'm assuming you're going to try to luck the roll.
Oh, sod it. Yeah, we've got Lux in. Let me just look. Let me mark that off. Give that a go. Why not? Okay, that's marked off in the thing. I will say it again in case you didn't see, Drak. I have been keeping the sheet up to date for you.
Oh
No! Oh my god, it's right there!
Oh, god damn it, no! Oh.
Kind of multitasking at the same time as your lore book continues to reveal the past. You begin to see a ritual that is not inside the tower, as there is a room of darkness. And inside of this room of darkness, you can only see the silver eyes of Voshborg that line the surrounding of this room. And you begin to see a bit of the ceremony of the transition from man to Voshborg. And there it is inside of Fane, where at that time, Olatur's hands is the navigation orb of the tower. And you see in a ceremony that the Voshborg sacrifice magic items, but more importantly, magic items that invoke memories. It's not souls. It's the memories and that energy of people that have shared life, commonality together. This orb and everything that it contains, from the journey of Zephyros and the party of Ruby Shore and Hister Faust and Chikios and Valis, all of those memories added on top of that are the well at which the Voshborg reached to. The greater the item, the longer the extension. The more important and more memorable, the better. And you see this item infuse into his body. And that is where you see it turn into the state, that almost husk-like version that you've known of him as Fane.
Ivar, understanding the way the Voshborg achieve a degree of resilience against mortality, quickly and instinctively closes the book and holds it close, but also is shocked and feels somewhat betrayed, and doesn't know immediately how to handle this, because he realizes now what his archive of memories that was given to him by Thane, the extension of everything, where he now has a greater archive of knowledge within his own book to call upon. He's starting to understand where that's come from. And he does not know how to think about it.
Myshkin, Lolly, I need perception checks from both of you.
Okay. Well, thank God. Okay.
24.
I'm not gonna worry about re-rolling. Hey, Myshkin, what do you see?
It's not what Myshkin sees. It's what he hears. It's been some time since you've heard the tone of those bells. But you hear the bells that brought the Voshborg the very first time that you encountered them in this campaign. As they strike out, racing towards one of the windows. You see the tower is surrounded by Voshborg in a ritual-like fashion. But they seem to be frozen in place.
I think immediately stepping back from the window, just turning to Loluphia, Myshkin just says, "We need to get to Sim, we need to get to Fane, now."
Immediately looking past you to see what's out that. Yes, and her necklace lighting up. Would try to ask Kallisto what's going on, because he's outside. Unless it's been time that he's with us, but...
Kallisto is in the circle. No, he's...
At the head of the circle is this tall, dark, handsome man.
They're actually worshiping him. Yes.
Joke's on you, it's the reverse of the trope. It's lovers to enemies.
Oh no! I just asked for the gun once!
And I think we have a cool side little bit to tell there, but you don't know where he's at the moment.
Okay.
The Voshborg seem to be frozen in place. However, time is still existing around you.
Oh, so it's not chromomancy? Well,
It is, but it seems to be just upon the Voshborg that have arrived.
Has that ever happened before? That they've ever seen?
No, they're very much active. So they appear whenever the chime rings out. They somehow travel through that frequency, and the minute that they got here, they have become frozen in place. But you can hear. There are what you have encountered as constructs of the silent gear.
No, don't say that.
Also converging on the scene. And I would imagine that was when you would begin to hear the telltale gunshots of Kallisto.
Her man. Oh, don't worry, he's got it. Dinner?
As all of that is happening on the outside of the tower, we go back in.
Having jolted out of his moment and seeing the two of you rush through, having just clued in on this conversation, Kaivar is going to square up with the rest of you and continue to say things to the affirmative of everything you guys want.
Yes, must, Thane, important, hard to explain. Yes, but must find Thane. Yes.
Yes.
Myshkin just like grabs his hands and just begins running.
I am going to allow Myshkin, Lolly, and Farouk a roll. You're trying to hit the nat 20 to find the secret room.
Just a 1d20?
Yep.
I would like to roll mine at advantage.
You cannot.
Dang it! But we can luck.
Oh no.
Farouk drops his chicken.
Can we luck it?
Yeah, you can
Do we
luck
have
it.
lucks?
Yeah, you can luck it.
Okay. If
Okay.
we have a
I
luck,
will.
I'll bring one.
I guess go ahead and burn three lucks because I'll roll one for Farouk.
I will note that down. Oh, lost one. You've all had your lucks burnt, by the way.
Thank you.
Come on.
Oh, it was such a good redemption.
You
Kallisto.
guys frantically look for the entrance to this secret room.
Hold on a second.
In the group of spells that was being catalogued by Myshkin earlier, you mentioned earlier that there was legend lore scrolls.
Oh.
Can we use that to locate one of the objects, be it the hat, the staff, or the orb, that would be in proximity to both Thane and
They're in a
Baddie
pocket.
right now?
They're in a pocket dimension. So
Damn.
I will. Since you're pulling on a deep dive, I'll let you roll a 20 on it. That's
Okay,
gonna be the
alright.
last 20.
I'm gonna start rifling through those scrolls, seeing if I can find anything. Throw the spaghetti at the wall and hope that it sticks. Let's do this. Roll with me, Adama.
Oh my god.
Ow, 3 again! Oh, no.
I will let you have one of Farouk's luck. And this is
gosh.
Ridiculous. How come we're not getting...
Hard 6, hard 6, hard 6.
it. Oh.
Oh, nothing. Damn.
Hold on, I just want to check. Okay, guys, work. I was just checking. Seeing if I knew where it was.
Astoundingly enough, Sim knows where he is because he knows where he isn't.
To no avail. Still checking out the windows, seeing the Voshborg stuck in place. However, the silent gear seemed to be readying something
Magical?
as these tethers from compartments in their arms extend out and grapple onto the tower. Back inside the secret room. Hand on top of the folio. I believe that it's time, old friend. As Fane is going to open up that folio. When I made my decision, I wanted to leave back behind that figurative lamp that we always talked about. But I understand now. I understand that it's not about trying to undo what we've created here. It's not about Olatur, Nevik, or our past endeavors. We deserve to keep the memories that we forged. Sim. That is why I wish as he unrolls that scroll of wish, which we rolled on earlier, to restore this tower and the memories that we made within it. That scroll is going to fade. He's going to walk up to you, Sim, and give you the biggest of hugs. And the warmth in the minute that he touches your Warforged body, the memories of who you are flood back into you. The memories that happened inside this tower. The literal lore written on the pages as your book begins to spin wildly, Kaivar, as all of those stories begin to fill back. Just literal pages as this tome grows out of control. It is not always about the pursuit of the knowledge that we do not know, Sim. It is to preserve also the memories we made getting there. And Fane will drop his embrace. Good luck forging new ones, my old friend. As Fane will dissolve back into the navigation orb, inside of the tower, Sim, the Varsborg and the silent gear are coming. Do not let them take away the memories and the magic inside this tower.
As he begins to fade, kind of almost at a loss, as the flood of a lifetime, an entire lifetime of memories pour through his mind. Seeing Alatur begin to fade, he just kind of holds up his right hand and snaps, and as the spell book materializes in front of him, Quill begins to scribble and write, just transcribing every thought, every emotion, every single memory. Because if there's one thing there's one thing Navik always did, is had an extra copy of his notes. And having lost everything, he is making sure this time, if it happens again, he knows and has something to remember everything by. As the notes, the pages begin materializing just to continue writing throughout this entire book, his entire life story. The orb would appear, I'm assuming, in front of him.
It is in the same spot where the staff of the Magi was. Its original spot inside that podium. Sim, you see this ethereal arm reach out from the orb as it removes that staff of the Magi and extends it towards you. This is Zephyros' staff of the Magi.
With everything changing around it, Sim, the flood of memories, holds his hand out. And it's almost like his tone, his demeanor, everything has shifted. The nervousness, the confusion, the hesitation in every word is gone. My old friend. And he's gonna take the staff next to him. I will never forget you again. No harm will come to this tower. My life on it. As he stands and just takes a moment in this space before he waves a hand and the door opens, the portal out.
The room manifests no longer as the secret chamber, but it manifests as the third floor. Kaivar, Myshkin, Lolly, Farouk. You guys now see the navigation room proper. Kaivar, your book shows fleeting images of the last few minutes that we're here. Go ahead, Sim.
Is everybody still up in the study?
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we were scrambling to get out, so.
Scrambling to find where you and Fane were.
You all are kind of almost panicked looking around this room. There is a shifting of the stones as the entire upper level of the tower begins to shift and change. Bookshelves fold, almost unfolding in space and time as you watch a set of stairs spiral out of the wall, down and around. as the ceiling opens up, but instead of sky, you see the extension of the tower rise up. A small balcony wraps around the circle, and floating in the middle is a pedestal. You see light pouring in from these windows, even though it is raining, dark and cloudy, stormy outside. There's always enough light to read in this tower. As it kind of spirals up to a peak, you watch Sim begin walking down the stairs that have now built themselves into the wall.
Do you look different to us? Are you holding yourself differently?
Absolutely would be holding himself differently, though physically he is still the same. Frail, metallic, glowing blue eyes. There is now an absolute sense of purpose in every step.
I think seeing this marked difference, and noting that the change coincides with the appearance of the Voshborg, the Silent Gear, and indeed Fane's presence here, a figure that I think it is safe to say none of us have ever really been completely comfortable around. Myshkin just hesitates a moment seeing this figure coming down the stairs, and the tower is surrounded.
The Voshborg come for the navigation orb. As he kind of holds his hand up, and you see in this this floating central pedestal, kind of where this third floor would be, you see the navigation orb itself kind of slowly spiraling and energy coalescing around it as it sits. And they must not have it.
Ivar's going to immediately interject. Is Fane gone? Yes? No?
You see his head just for a moment lower. The one you know as Fane is indeed gone.
Remembering the flashes of the moments just before everything, Ivar is gonna sort of brush away the pages that have expunged themselves from his own tome, closing it on what he can physically fit still inside to try and preserve what he can in that moment, and is gonna walk towards Sim and gesture for the others. We go. Yes.
Lolly would get closer. What?
Go where?
Up. Yes.
Lolly looks at Sim.
Sim, you say we must keep the orb out of their possession. How do we do that?
As I believe some of you established before, this tower is filled with power. This was not its original home.
Yes.
And this is not where it will stay. We can move this tower.
And how does one do that?
And he just kind of gestures up to the navigation orb.
Do you know where it goes?
Do I know where it goes, RoBear?
Yeah, you can mechanically control the tower now, so you guys can actually take the tower to the anomaly. You can, GTFO. However, just as the tower begins to unbrace itself from the land that it is on, you guys feel the pull that the Silent Gear and its grappling hooks have on the sides of the tower. At this point, Kallisto is going to fly in through one of the windows with his jetpack.
You're getting better at it, but please stop. It's terrifying. Don't worry, you don't have to speak. You look like you're out of breath.
They're trying to harvest the entire tower for its power. As you guys look, as the electricity that flows through these lines and grappling hooks, you can see the chronomancy fade away as Fane was helping keep the Voshborg at bay for as long as he could. As they begin channeling a ritual. And you notice from underneath where they're pulling all of this power from the machines and the ritual of the Voshborg, unlike when you've seen them try to move that recycling center so long ago, they are now channeling the energy that the silent gear is trying to siphon from the tower. Kaivar, I need you to roll a lore check at advantage.
Let's give it a whirl. I'm gonna add 1d10 to that, my last thing for this session.
Yeah, do it.
Because this seems important. Oh boy.
You can also roll an advantage card if you want to.
That is a rolled advantage, I believe.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I told you
that is
advantage. Yeah, 29. You begin to see the manifestation of that energy around the tower. Between what you've been revealed and the process the Voshborg use to extend their life, you begin to see the faint traces of Simrak's body. As you realize the Voshborg are trying to use the tower and all of its memory and knowledge to bring Simrak into a physical elemental body. And
That's why.
Oh no!
That's
Hell
why.
yeah.
Oh, that's why they shouldn't
This
have
is
been
like a
allowed to
fourth
get the book.
boss now.
Oh god.
Stop!
Oh god.
oh yeah, you
Okay.
guys don't get to battle Yahtzee, Ben. That is where we will pick up for the live show.
Hell
God
yeah.
damn.
I'm feeling really sick, y'all. I don't think I'm gonna make it to GCF this year. I'll see you next time.
Hell yeah.
We need your lightning bolt. We really need your lightning bolt back.
You should have needed it before you brought this into it.
We got there. We got there full circle. Wow, that was a lot of story to tell. Thank you guys. I know there was long periods of time where you're just like listening to lore, but thank you.
No, it's good.
Good, yeah.
Good. It's good
I
lore.
am very
How are you feeling,
ready
Baddie?
for this.
More questions. Since now you know everything, what do you need to know from us?
Oh, good God. That was, thank you. That was a lot. That was a lot for us.
Yeah. So we're gonna get together, on Thursday and talk about everything we should all know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Clear some stuff up.
I mean, hey, you know how the Voshborg become the Voshborg now? They consume the memories involved with all of the magic, and no better way to make this ultimate eternal being that the Silent Gear first started in creation, and the Voshborg's kind of ceremony. It's like this is your digital lichdom here. This is.
Hi, it's me, a digital lich.
I'm
did it.
going.
Oops.
Oh, I am gonna need to do so much nonsense with the book when this is done.
Yeah.
Book's got a lot
What
of
is
pages.
your book? What is this book?
Oh yeah.
I've been wanting to ask the whole
It's
time.
cool.
The book is very much alive, but it's also kind of like a living archive of everything. It kind of has some of its own intentions, still very much bound to me. It's kind of sapient, but not really, with much more than the ability to rifle through its own pages and eat bugs, apparently, as I made up this episode. So, like, yeah. Let's just say that if Kaivar is the eyes and ears, the book is the brain and the memory. Which is why when we first met Cymrek, it was very important, and it was noted with like a nat 20 on perception, that we absolutely could not let Cymrek get a hold of the book.
Yes.
Because at the time being, I'd already been given the knowledge that has just fallen out of it pages by pages, and that would have been enough to do what's happening now early. And now this is happening with the tower, and Cymrek is going to be even more powerful, and it's about to be real bad. It's about to be incredibly bad.
So mad Fane left, by the way. When you were dissolving him, I was like, I was gonna talk to you and ask you so many questions.
Sorry, he had a short time.
Hey Sam, you know everything, right?
Yeah, everything.
Cool. Let's go talk.
Cool. Whatever you need, I got it.
We need to chat.
Just every free action in this battle is. So tell me about this.
And then it's Baddie leaning over. Hey, what do I know?
What do I know? I'm just gonna make it up. I'm good at that. I'll make it up.
I mean, that is entirely what RP is.
So when you rolled and hit the wish spell on the donjon list, I was like, oh, that's the safety switch to like, hey, things didn't pan out. Let's go back. And
Undo.
then undo.
Control C.
But I was like, this is so perfect because the whole story is about accepting your fate and not turning back and using the time that you have. So I was like, oh, this is great. This is too good. I was like, that's what I knew when you drew it. I was like, Fang gonna die. Fang gonna have to have to go back and restore the memories. So good.
Hey Myshkin, you wanna go hang out in a recycling plant again? That was way easier. You know.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Stuff,
Just
good
two
stuff.
of us. Just two friends hanging out.
Once again, Yancy Ben becomes Yancy Bitch.
Yahtzee. So
Yahtzee
who are we
been
fighting?
found less important. Oh,
Like, so
we're
that's
fighting
clear.
Cymrek.
Yeah, you
Is
guys
it
are.
just America and the Voshborg and sound like your kind of stuff?
The GCX live show is battling within the ritual to create the ultimate being. So yeah, you're battling Voshborg, Silent Gear, while you guys are in the tower.
Fun. Good thing we have
Myshkin, we're gonna
spells.
die. Yeah. You gotta go sideways. We're like next to each other.
Who knows? Maybe you'll get a little avatar
Don't know where it ends.
of Cymrek. Who knows? Who knows how the ritual's gonna go?
They got Cymrek, you guys got Simulacrum. It's fine.
Yeah.
We've got Samantha and we've got, Sam. It's all, we're here together.
Thank you
this
guys for
reminds me
carving
of-
out time.
Yeah, of course.
It's all good.
I'm glad we were
Glad
able
to
to
do
keep Kallisto involved. You got that, Drak? Lolly told you everything.
Oh, if we get to do this live this week. Let's go.
I know. Less than a week.
Very excited for a live show. It's
So
gonna be
much.
I'm
Pew,
much
pew.
more nervous about this one than I was about our finale knowing it was ending for Meteorian Core.
Yeah,
one
this is
scares me.
this is riskier.
good. This
I don't like this.
I put this very much on par with the very first live show we ever did, where we were going down inside the yawning portal, because we legitimately had no clue what was going to happen. Like we'd fought a troll that came out of that. Yeah, no.
We got
were
Reggie
like,
out of that.
Oh my god, we did get Reggie out of
Yeah.
that. Oh my god.
You notice how RoBear makes sure to get rid of every single little cool NPC?
Ivar's gonna learn.
Oh, and he
computer
dissolves
programming, and
into
he's
the
gonna-
air.
Oh no! Oh,
I had to
there
get
is
you
no
the
longer an
aura
overpowered
back.
barbarian. Oh, It's
Oh,
fine,
sorry,
guys.
this
We don't
character
need
has
to.
to disappear. It makes sense for the story and for me not to have you an overpowered character.
We no longer need to divert to the 9 hells in order to kill this DMPC that I created on a whim.
And he keeps making nat 20s on my heels. Dang it, I can't kill him. Rest in peace, Reggie. You were great.
Rest in peace, my god.
R.I.P. Reggie.
Taken from us too soon.
We
by
must.
a
No,
nat
that
20 to
was-
the face.
It's Rose and Reggie. We've got to get somebody from Cabana Corey. I don't know. We got to get another NPC that's OP.
Well, we got to love you and leave you because everybody else has got to take off. So thank you guys. We love you. Thanks for coming along with our extra adventure. We'll see you later this week. Much love, everybody.
I can't wait.
It's going to be spicy.